The world is far stranger than we can imagine. In every corner of the planet, there are stories that defy science, logic, and even our very perception of reality. These are real accounts, documented and witnessed, yet they remain unanswered even after decades or centuries of investigation. Today we're diving deep into 10 true mysteries that continue to baffle experts, investigators, and ordinary people alike. Prepare yourself, because some of these may stay with you long after the video ends. The Hum of Taos. Imagine living in a place where day and night a low, constant hum seems to come from everywhere and nowhere. This is life for hundreds of residents in Taos, a small town in New Mexico, USA. The sound is often described as a distant metallic hum, somewhere between the rumble of an idling engine and the low growl of distant thunder. Some say the noise is so persistent it causes headaches, nausea, and even insomnia. Strangely, not everyone can hear it. For some, Taos is silent. For others, it's impossible to escape the sound. In the 1990s, scientists and engineers arrived with sophisticated instruments to track the source. They measured vibrations, scanned frequencies, even examined the ground. Nothing. No fixed pattern. No clear origin. Theories range from rare natural acoustic phenomena to secret military experiments to subterranean vibrations, and for the more mystically inclined, interdimensional communication. Some locals call it the Earth's call, a warning that something is coming. The most unsettling part? The hum is still there, and no one knows why. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, March 8, 2014. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, a Boeing 777, took off from Kuala Lumpur bound for Beijing. Everything was normal, until the plane simply vanished from radar. No distress call, no emergency signal. The search began immediately. More than 20 countries joined in what became the most expensive search in aviation history. Weeks turned into months, and still nothing. Eventually, a few pieces of debris washed up on remote beaches along the African coast and in the Indian Ocean. But the exact location of the wreck, and what really happened during that flight, remains unknown. Theories abound: sudden mechanical failure, hijacking, pilot suicide, a military shootdown, and more bizarre ones like deliberate disappearance to hide something on board. For the families of the 239 people on board, the lack of answers is the worst part. The case is still open and may never be solved. The Marfa lights. In the Texas desert near the small town of Marfa, an unexplained phenomenon has baffled people for over a century. At night, glowing orbs appear on the horizon. They shift colors, split apart, dance across the desert, and vanish without a trace. Written accounts date back to the late 19th century, long before cars or electric lights existed, eliminating the possibility of headlights or man-made illumination. Some scientists point to atmospheric refraction caused by temperature differences in desert air, but this theory fails to explain the strange, seemingly intelligent movement of the lights. Local Native American legends speak of wandering spirit lights. UFO enthusiasts, on the other hand, see them as evidence of extraterrestrial activity. Whatever they are, the Marfa lights remain an unsolved desert enigma, the Voynich Manuscript. In 1912, Polish bookseller Wilfred Voynich purchased a medieval manuscript that would become one of the most enduring puzzles in history. The Voynich Manuscript is written in an entirely unknown language. Each page is filled with bizarre botanical drawings of plants that don't exist, astronomical charts that don't match our skies, and strange diagrams with unknown purposes. Over the years, cryptographers, linguists, mathematicians, and even advanced computers have tried to crack its code. Every attempt has failed. Some patterns emerge, but none form any readable words or coherent meaning. Theories range from an elaborate medieval hoax to an ancient alchemical manual, to a surviving text from a lost civilization, and even to extraterrestrial origin. If it is a fake, why go to such lengths? And if it's genuine, what knowledge have we lost? To this day, the Voynich Manuscript remains sealed in mystery, the WOW signal. On August 15, 1977, the Big Ear radio telescope in Ohio picked up a signal from deep space. It lasted just 72 seconds, but it had all the characteristics of an intelligent transmission. Astronomer Jerry Amon circled the data and wrote a single word beside it: WOW. The name stuck, and so did the mystery. The signal was never heard again. It never repeated. Some scientists suggest it was a rare natural event. Others believe it was a deliberate attempt at communication, perhaps a greeting or a warning. Most curious of all, It came from a patch of space with no known stars or planets nearby. Who or what sent it, and why only once? The Gate of Hayu Marca. Deep in the Peruvian mountains lies the Gate of Hayu Marca, a perfectly carved stone doorway that leads to nowhere. Local legend says it's a portal to other worlds. Ancient priests are said to have used it to speak with gods or to cross into other dimensions. Travelers often report feeling shivers, hearing faint voices, or seeing visions when they touch the stone. Archaeologists, however, believe it's an incomplete construction or an abandoned ceremonial site. But to the locals, it's not something to be dismissed lightly, and certainly not something to be opened. The Dyatlov Pass incident. In 1959, 9 experienced hikers set up camp in Russia's Ural Mountains. That night, something went terribly wrong. Rescuers found their tents torn open from the inside. The bodies were scattered across the snow, some with severe internal injuries, others with burns, and some with unusually high levels of radiation. No footprints from anyone else were found. The Soviet government simply concluded it was caused by an unknown natural force and closed the case. Theories range from avalanche to military experiments to a Yeti attack to rare weather phenomena, and to this day, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains one of the most chilling mysteries of the 20th century. The ghost submarine. In 1968, a Soviet submarine vanished in the Pacific Ocean. When it was finally located on the seafloor, there was no crew. No sign of explosion, no visible damage, all systems intact. The Soviet Union never publicly explained what happened. Some say the crew suffered a sudden deadly event. Others whisper that they simply disappeared. The Sodder Children case, Christmas Eve, 1945, West Virginia, USA. A fire destroyed the Sodder family home. 5 children were unaccounted for, and no remains were ever found in the ashes. Authorities concluded they died in the fire. The Sodder family refused to believe it. Over the years, strange phone calls, mysterious sightings, and suspicious clues led them to believe the children had been kidnapped. More than 75 years later, their fate is still unknown. The sound from the abyss. The Mariana Trench is the deepest place on Earth's oceans. In 1997, underwater microphones detected a powerful sound, later nicknamed the bloop. Officially, scientists claimed it was ice breaking, but to those who heard it, it sounded organic, like the call of a colossal creature larger than anything known to science. Maybe something lives in the depths, something that never wanted to be found. These are real mysteries, recorded, witnessed, investigated, but still without definitive answers. Some may be solved in the future, others may remain mysteries forever. Now tell me, which one fascinated you the most? Leave your theory in the comments, and remember, the world is far stranger than we think. These mysteries remind us of something we often forget, that for all our technology, all our science, and all our certainty, we still live in a world filled with questions we cannot answer. Perhaps some of these enigmas will one day be solved, or perhaps they are meant to remain hidden as silent guardians of the unknown. But tell me, which of these stories kept you thinking long after you heard it? Which one refuses to leave your mind? Share your theory in the comments below, because maybe, just maybe, together we can get a little closer to the truth. And if you want to keep exploring the shadows of our mysterious world, make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and join me for the next journey into the unknown. Until then, keep your eyes open, because the next mystery could be waiting just outside your door.